Hello YouTube, this is a rolling review from Wheelchair 21, and on today's review, it is Saban's Power Rangers Super MegaForce Power Rangers Action Pack, a Toys R Us exclusive. This action pack comes with all 5 of the Super MegaForce Rangers, along with Prince Veker, the new villain for the series, or in Super Sentai, this is the Gokaiger team and Waltz Gills. The box has a nice show box, really great display. Overall, it's something that you would want to keep mint in package, but because how widely they are stocked, you can pretty much find this at any of Toys R Us, and pretty much you can probably find 8 to 16 of these always shelved. Reasons for that are the fandom. Well, they bought the figures singularly, so they bought each Ranger separate and did not wait for Prince Veker to come out. Since this pre-order went up and it was established that it was going to be the 5 base Rangers and him, it was great. The box art is amazing, like I said, display. It shows a whole bunch of the Red Rangers, and it really just focuses on just the legacy that is Power Rangers or Super Sentai, because, you know, Gokaiger was the anniversary season, and this is a great way to showcase an anniversary by having several Red Rangers just featured on this box along with the team itself. Now, as stated, this pack comes with all 5 Rangers and Prince Veker. And all the Rangers pretty much use the same base mold for the guys and the girls. And they have the same basic design that the Gokaigers have, being the pirate theme with the awesome jackets and nice gold trimming. You have the silver cuff boots and the gloves, and they each come with a gun and sword, a blaster and saber, which is the whole motif. You have the musket-like little rifle, and then you have the pirate saber. I actually think that being casted in black rubbery plastic is kind of lame. It's good, though, that it is rubbery plastic, because at least if it was a little bit hardy, you could actually injure yourself if you're a child or a young kid or just a collector in general having these out on display, because you don't want to catch this in the eye. If this was harder plastic, good that it's rubbery, but it's not best being casted in pure black. If it was in red, for the guns at least, it would be easy. Just Sharpie and some nice silver for the sword, that too, because people are actually overly detailingly painting these and putting all the details that are missed on these little plastic figures. Overall, they have nice points of articulation in the shoulders, elbows, wrists, and in the actual head, the hips, knees, and the boots have a swivel joint. That's a common basic thing for Bandai figures. It's good, though, that they have at least a good, I would say, roughly 9 points of articulation, 7 points of articulation, around there, roughly. That's good for basic, American toys. The joints are quite tight, which is crazy. I don't really know Bandai joints lately being tight and hinged, where you could just slightly tap it and it'll go right back into place. The actual bottoms of their coats are nice rubbery plastic, so you can actually move the legs as such to move, humanely. For the figure, it's great. The original waves that were released singular in their singular package separately were actually a lot harder plastic. You couldn't really move the figure as much, and it would just stay cramped. I really do like the design, though, that they were able to feature all the helmets to be separate, put that detail in. I probably think the reason why they made them the 5 inches instead of the 4 inches was, one, the fan backlash heat, and because they can't really get in there good enough to show each of their separate details of their helmets, I think, really, because they have a different, anchor-like theme for each helmet specifically, if you know the show and if you've seen Gokaiger. And I mean, with the girls having the skirts under their jackets, those two are actually rubbery plastic. I'm just using Emma as the easiest one because she is on my left. It's easier to display anything on my left and my right, because I might knock everything over in a domino effect, and that would just be nasty. But the girls, as you can see, have the basic female mold. Very prominent features, being skinnier, in a sense, not as bulky limbs, and having the same upper torso waist design and bust design. Overall, I don't think it prominently features the actual actresses or suit actors portraying these characters to a huge extent, but I guess it's just the gist of it because they are a little bit more cartoony when it comes to toys and a little bit more heroic by adding in that DC steroid buff flair. Prince Veker, the villain in this pack, and pretty much he is the alleged leader of the Armada at this time. He is based on Walt's skills from Kaizo Sentai Gokaiger, and he is just this royal, prissy kind of prince. And the cool thing is he has this cool feather design that goes throughout his trench coat, his shoulder padding, and even his captain's hat. Really nice, and the blue is just beautiful, and it goes well with the gold and white. Really, when you see this kind of character, you really don't see much of a villain kind of role. You kind of think, he's kind of like a good guy, like an angel of some sorts, but nope, bad to the bone and comedic nonetheless. Right off the bat, the first thing that is a con against this figure is his tassels. His tassels are kind of like a weapon in the show, and kind of guard his hands at all time. They're really coarse when attacking, and sometimes when he moves in the show. However, they do at times have a little bit of waver. There is a bit of I would say, flexibility in them. So the fact that this is really hard and rough kind of takes away from the fact that his hands are opened. His hands do actually have slight articulation, but they captured the suit amazingly. The trench coat actually moves quite well. It's quite rubbery. The actual back little tassels that he has, his little scarf tassels, move quite well on the shoulder pads. So, they really got in there with this figure. Nothing really seems to be missing, except the finer details on his chest. He has the same points of articulation in the shoulder, elbow, hip, knee, but his boot does not swivel. His boot and foot is one full solid joint, like an old 90s figure. But, he's nice. He's great. And I think it's a really good replacement for not purchasing the figure art. The figure art has more points of articulation, but will the rest of his trench coat, cape, and shoulders be a little bit more pliable? Will they actually be hard plastic? I don't know. I don't own the figure yet. I would like to, but it's not really necessarily a huge want. I just want to complete the main Gokaigers, yellow and pink I need left. But I feel like getting these 5-inch figures is a good thing for the collector and the slight kid in me. Really, getting these Bandai toy figures, they're a good, replacement for just owning the figure arts. They're great to have. They're great to, just enjoy. They put a lot of detail in it, and, these are for kids, and we really can't complain. Maybe just a bit because of our entitlement issues we've had over the years. So reasons why to get this. 1, you got all 5 of your Rangers together at once. You don't have to worry about not finding pink, not finding yellow, and having to complain and moan at that, oh no, because girls are packed in one per case, you can't find them. 2, you get Walt's Gills, Prince Veker. That was the only way to get him until now. He is still hard to find. So hey, you can get him, you can get all your Rangers, done. The only issue you need now is just to find an X-Borg 2, 3, 4, or 5, and army build that thing. Great way to get it. Actually, getting all 6 of these figures together was at least about $10 off than getting them separately alone for the $8.99 to $9.99 price in stores. Plus, at the time that this had first initially came out, you could have gotten it for free shipping on Toys R Us website and have used 20% off coupons. You can always use your rewards off coupons. You can always use your Toys R Us credit card to get that little discount. Overall, great to get, great to have. It's a shame it is a Toys R Us exclusive, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Overall, I think you save more than having to go out, having to look for all of these. You could have just pre-ordered it on the site, bought it off the site, found it in stores when the time came, and gotten all of this just by waiting. It's a great thing to have, great thing to own, and no need to really rush out there and buy all the figures like other people have on a separate occasion. They didn't come with Ranger keys, they didn't come with cards, they were just figures with weapons, like they've always usually have been in the past. So to get them at this awesome gift set is great. They're good complement to not having Figuarts or not wanting to spend the Figuarts prices. You got pretty much 6 for the price of about $50 to $60, rather than spending over $100 and something just for Figuarts. And these are for kids, so why complain? They're supposed to be played with and enjoyed. That's the whole point of having toys. Anyways, I am Wheelchair21. You can find me here on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram is Taja_Doyle. I work for Hero Otaku, and I have several podcasts affiliated with Hero Otaku and Raijo Nihon. You can check them out in the description below if you don't want to hear the rest, such as Morphin Bracers, Ultracast, Unichronicles, Anisatsu Podcast, Otaku Roulette, WRW, and Toku Anime News. Anyways, we'll see you next time with another rolling review. As for now, this was the Power Rangers Action Pack, a Toys R Us exclusive.